Greetings, peace be with you. So, if you have been following this channel for a while, you know that Stoicism has been a framework. It's been more of an operating system, really, that I have implemented, that I have practiced, that I have studied, that I have continued to dig deeper into, that has allowed me to dictate my thoughts and behaviors in the present moment. And in this video, you will discover the true power of letting go and how to practically implement this philosophy so that you can live with more purpose, with more power, with more passion, and more knowing that you are walking your authentic path and purpose in your life, right? So, this is something that has been a recurring lesson for me, to let go. And I think this is always a lesson which we come to the realization of when it's like, I tried so hard to control things, right? Really controlling what I put inside my body, really controlling how I spend my time, really trying to control my situation, my circumstances, right? And then something out of the blue comes up, which is against your expectations, which is against your intention, which is outside of your control. And that is the moment where, the expectation is such, and then the reality is such. And that gap between expectations and reality creates that space for those lower emotions of suffering, of just feeling low, of feeling like you're not good enough. And that's something that Stoicism is asking us to practice, asking us to consider, that all the situations that we experience and face in our life, all the people that we come across, what if all of them were really opportunities for us to practice our philosophy? What if the worst thing that ever happened to you was the best opportunity for you to practice your philosophy? And the essence of Stoicism, which I've shared on this channel before as well, is really about carefreeness, right? And this is similar to like, just don't give a F, right? Don't give a F. But it's like, even in Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, I think you've heard about that book as well. It's like, it's not about giving an F about nothing. It's about giving an F about what you choose. And it's really about you're carefree about everything that is outside of your control. And you narrow down your focus on that which is within your control, which at the end of the day is really only your attitude towards a given situation. So if something happens in your life which is unexpected, which is outside of your control, there's really a choice that we are faced with, and that is whether we resist it and we put all that energy towards resisting it, or we experience that fully, accept it, and only through that acceptance can we let it go. Because the more that we hold on to something, the more that we hold on to an emotion, let's say that it's guilt, let's say that it's shame, let's say that it is suffering, the more that we hold on to it, the more that we actually escape it. Okay, escaping it is the means through which we hold on to it, right? We might feel a certain emotion, maybe it's anger, maybe it's sadness, maybe it's resentment, maybe it's guilt. And if we don't feel it completely, if we don't accept it completely, that is when we begin looking for avenues that involve suppression, that involve repression, right? Putting it down, not experiencing it, that involve escape. And eventually it builds up. And yeah, you can escape it for a while. Yeah, you can suppress it for a while. Yeah, you can repress it for a while. But eventually it will come and face you, and the dragon will be so big that it will be difficult to conquer, right? So if we can kill the dragon when it's small, to really experience the emotion, whatever it is, to accept what is really the essence of Stoicism. And then once we accept what is, we have energy left over for the intention that can be, for our behaviors in the moment that can move us towards the future. Because what is right? Like, it can't be any other way. And the more that we resist it, the more that we create those emotions, the more that we're actually vibrating at that frequency, and the more likely that situation is to reoccur in our life, right? So the Serenity Prayer really captures the essence of Stoicism. And this is something I repeat to myself. This is something I repeat on this channel because I hope you have it memorized at this point. So, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And it's so important to let go of resistance. And I made other videos about this as well, about how really, like, the key to raising our vibration, the key to becoming the person that we were meant to be, comes through the process of letting go of everything that we are not. But then again, we cannot know who we are without the presence of who we are not. You cannot know the light without the presence of the dark, right? If the light was the only thing that there was, then the dark would not exist. Likewise, if the dark didn't exist, then light would be the only thing that was. And if light was the only thing there was, we don't know that it was light, right? So the dark has to be there in order for us to know what the light is. We have to experience who we are not so that we can make decisions in alignment with who we really are. And the only way to find out who we really are comes through the process of finding out who we are not. Hope that's really making sense, because it's been a huge realization for me, really, right? Because in the absence of that which you are not, that which you is not, right? Really think about that. That's why it's so important to embrace the dark side as well. Like, yeah, we came here to this realm of duality, of this physical dimension of good, bad, right, wrong, up, down, right, light, dark, morning, night. And if we resist the duality, like we are on the spiritual journey, we're like, yeah, I want to transcend this duality and I want to reach enlightenment and reach that state of unity consciousness. Yes, that is the ideal. But the only way that we know that is the ideal by knowing what is not the ideal, which is why we came in this realm of duality, so that we can remember who we really are. And Stoicism is something that really empowers me with the mentality to focus on what I can do right here, right now. And this is something I constantly have to remind myself of, right? And this is something like, it's a practice, because I don't think there is an end destination. Maybe that's just me and my immature evolution, but thinking that there's going to be a point where everything is going to be done, right? Where everything is like, I don't think there's a finish line. I think that this is a constant journey of ever expanding awareness and evolution, right? The universe is infinite, yet it is expanding. And in the same sense, what if we are that individuation of the universe expressing itself in order to experience these new perspectives of itself? And really, it comes down to, in Stoicism, what they say is the reserve clause, which is Deo Volente, right? The patron god of Stoicism is Apollo. He's the archer, right? So the archer, what does he do? He takes his aim at the target, right? So it's important to have that target. What is your intention for the future? You take your aim at that target. And once you have that aim in place, then you literally let go, right? You let go of the arrow. And then when the wind comes up, or any other outside situation comes up, you're not in control of that, but you let go and you respond to what happens as a result of that, right? And this is similar philosophy in Eastern mystical traditions, right? It's like you're entitled to the action. You're entitled to the process. You're entitled to the behavior. You're entitled to the journey. But the destination is not something you're entitled to. You're not entitled to the fruit of your action. You are only entitled to the action, right? The struggle is guaranteed, but the success is not. So what are you willing to struggle for, right? What are you willing to die for? Like, we can choose our own struggles. And if we can choose struggles that allow us to grow, right? Either way, like, there's no win or lose. There's only grow or learn, right? It's like, even if you go down a path which was not optimal for you, then you know that that's not the path that was... Whoa, man, it hit me straight in the chrome to the dome. But yeah, understanding that, you go down a particular path and you realize that that is not the path for you. But the only way you know that it's not the path for you is by walking down that path. I hope he doesn't horn again right now, because that was straight to the brain over there, right? So understanding that, and understanding also what Marcus Aurelius tells us is our equanimity, which is, we will all get off track. We will all get distracted, but it is in our power to choose how we respond to this distraction and whether we get back on it or not, right? So the art of carefreeness is not about not giving an F about nothing. It is about giving an F about the things that are within our control. It is about learning to be indifferent to that which makes no difference. Yes, we are concerned about so many things in this world, right? So much stuff is going on. I'm sure you watched other channels. Oh, this is going on. Oh, that's going on. This person's trying to do this. These people, the elites are doing that. And yeah, it's important to have an awareness on that. But what do you intend to do about it now that you have this awareness? Because if we just have that information in our head, which is like, okay, it's cool. Yeah, I know this, but how does that apply to my behaviors moving forward? That is when we go into the realm of armchair philosophy, right? Rather than Stoicism, which is all about what can we do right here, right now? How can I express myself in the most empowered way that will allow me to create myself anew in alignment with the vision that I have for my highest self? what can I do about it right here, right now, right? And that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. So just wanted to share some thoughts with you on this Sunday morning for you. And I hope that you got value from it, just going freestyle over here, because it's been like another breakthrough. Like, it's just, the more that we go through our lives and we reflect on the situations that we quote unquote thought were bad, those actually, in my observation, have been the ones that we learn the most from, if we really give it the space and the time to digest and reflect on what life is in the process of teaching us right now. Okay, so leave a comment below letting me know how you are reflecting on the situation in your life. Now, that's a very open-ended question, but yeah, man, let's open up the discussion. Like, what is something that happened to you that in the moment you thought was a bad thing, but ended up becoming a catalyst for growth, improvement, and development? Let me know about that. Just open up a discussion over here. What's been your experience with Stoicism? I love talking to you guys, man. Like, really opens up my awareness about what to make content on and relating to your situation as well. So leave a comment below saying whatever it is that you want. Okay, click the like button if you like it, subscribe if you have not already. With all that being said, I will leave you in the peace and power of the one infinite creator, wishing you a very blessed Sunday, and I will catch you in the next one. Much love to you. Take care.